If you love a good murder mystery, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
That's true, Stevie, but BAM Entertainment offers so much more amusement too.
Was it the butcher in the linen closet?
Oh, give it up, Sherlock. Not only will you find Christopher Middlebrook putting on dinner theater, but he and his crew perform at parties, events, and have some very cool summer camps as well.
Just watch Christopher very close. I know he's guilty of something.
I grew up in England, in northern England, in Sheffield, with a theatrical mom and dad. So we used to go every kind of, weeknight. We'd go to a rehearsal for a show, and I'd be very interested in performing, but I wouldn't have the guts to do it. I was only young, and I used to make a little comic called On Stage Weekly and sell it to the actors around rehearsal. It's pretty bad. They had like another company that broke off from that. It was a youth group called Splinters, and I joined that, and we did Godspell the first year. Yeah, that's how I got my start, and then that really, and I did Hello Dolly with my mum as well. Married a girl from Tulsa. She was working on cruise ships. To go forward a little bit, I worked as a singer on cruise ships. Say singer, I was all around kind of singing, dancing, feathers, glitter, all that kind of stuff. And she was head of the kids program on cruise ships. So she'd work 56 hours a week, I'd work 12. And she'd be partying all night and I'd have to go to bed early and get my sleep. So she didn't like that, but we ended up kind of getting together and eventually moving back to Tulsa about 8 years ago. But I went and worked for a radio station, KBEZ and K-Hits. Sort of did a lot of the selling there, but I also got a chance to go on and do some voices sometimes on the radio and be the English guy for voiceovers. And then my wife said to me, you know, you still need to do theatre and acting, performing, she said, because you're depressed when you're not doing that. So I quit 4 years ago and formed BAM Entertainment, which is my mum's initials, Barbara Ann Middlebrook, and started off with the stuff that I knew would make me money the quickest to get some money in, which was the clowning, puppet shows, kids entertaining, that sort of stuff, and then we've kind of branched out over the years to do other things as well. They always seem to love the silliness. Kids love silliness, and I've got 3 boys myself, so it's kind of, you know, if I know how to be silly with them, I can hopefully get some laughter out of the kids that I entertain. So I think sometimes it's more about the connection that you have with the children rather than the skills that you have, although I've kind of mastered some of the skills over the years. But there are a lot of people out there I find that have got the skills but don't necessarily have the connection to the kids and know how to make them laugh, and I think that's the key. That's kind of what's kept me going all these years is, you know, if you want to make kids laugh, you've got to be one of them as well. I came here nearly 8 years ago and there was nothing happening downtown. There's a PAC. The ballpark was in a different place. There was no BOK centre. Downtown wasn't a place to go, and suddenly in the last few years it's really started kind of growing, and I see things like the comedy parlour popping up, and hopefully there'll be some little theatres here and there, but the people that are coming out of TU and that are coming out of all these other places now, there's some really amazing talent in Tulsa, but people don't think they can make a living here. But I think if we keep on growing and we utilize the talent we've got, it could turn into something really great. And I do believe that there's more talent here than I've seen in a lot of places, you know. And there's space for talented performers to do something here. You know, we're not in London where everyone's a performer, slash, you know, working in a bar, slash, you know, whatever. We're in a place that I think a lot of people can make a living here if it keeps going in the right direction.